They want me to receive favorite phone call. I don't want to test run it. David, how I feel link my phone audio so that people go here. Favorite one, me and favorite one make phone call on the show. During the show now. That's what I'm saying. There's a way you can link to mic. I mean, to one of these lapel mics. It's pretty stressful.
What's up, Fit Fam? It's your boy Brain, and you're welcome to Get Fit on Black Drum TV, the show where you get your body in the best shape. So that's what's up. We'll be right back. Get to the deal of the day. Welcome back, fam. It's your boy Brain, Mr. Hurricane, and today we're on the upper body, and that's the chest and the shoulders. So this will help you get a very good upper body strength, move things, you know, it's gonna keep you in a very good shape. So that's what's up. And when I come back, I'll be here with 2 of my friends to get you in the workout of the day. We'll do a stretch, then we'll go to the workout. Be right back. All right, guys, you're welcome back to today's session of workouts. Well, before we start, you know, as we already know, we're going through stretches first. So let's do this, because we're working on the upper body. We're going to be doing a lot of upper body stretches. So this, and then stretch. All right, twist. The other way. Back. Let's go. All right, let's go down. Go down as much as you can while you keep your legs straight. Let's go. All right. Now let's go, legs wide, hands this way, and then stretch. Up. Now this time, just keep your hands wide, down to your toes. Up. All right, to the side. Up to the side. Up. All right, now what I want you to do is relax your shoulder muscles and then your chest muscles. All right, let's do this. Stretch. Bring your hands close and pull your pecs together. Stretch again. Let's go. This is a very good warm-up when you want to do push-ups for your chest. This helps you to keep blood pumping in the muscles in the chest. So it will be very easy for you to get your muscles in the chest to give you the result you want. Don't forget to squeeze the chest together this way. Squeeze. Squeeze. All right, that's it. So let's go into the workout proper. So we'll be doing different variations of chest push-ups because, you know, for the male and the female. So we'll be doing a different variation for the female. So I'll show you the variations to do, and then we'll get into the workout. So first off, we're doing normal push-ups, and this is you basically going down and up. You put your hands on the same angle as your shoulder. Just go down and up. For the female variation, you'd have to put your knee on the ground this way. For the female variation, you put your knee on the ground this way, and then you go down and up. So this is very easy for the females to do. The other one is much difficult, but this is easier. You go down with your knee up, with your knee on the ground, your legs up, and then go this way. All right, let's do this. All right, guys, so like I said, we're going to be having different variations of push-ups for male and female. So I'll go with D1 first, show you the male variation, and then I'll go with Debbie to show you the female variation of the workout. So we're going first with normal push-ups, your hand and your elbow on the same angle, and then you go down and up. Let's go for 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so Debbie is going to show us the female variation of the workout with our knee on the ground and our foot up. Let's go. Yeah, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so this is a very good workout. Push-ups help with every part of your upper body, your shoulder, your chest, your back. So we're going on another variation of push-ups. So this time, we're doing diamond push-ups. Diamond push-ups targets the innermost part of your chest. So we're doing the male variation first, like I said, with D1, and then Debbie will show us the female variation. So let's go. Diamond push-ups is basically you put your fingers in a diamond shape, and then let's go. Push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. All right, so Debbie is going to be showing us the female variation of the diamond push-up. Like I said, a knee on the ground and our foot up. Let's go, Deb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, that's it for the diamond push-up. And right now, the next set of push-up we're doing is called the open and close push-up. So this is a little bit more difficult than the other push-ups we've been doing. So what you do is come down, open, and then when you go up, you close it, and then open up and close it again. So that's how we're doing this variation of push-up. So I'm starting with D1 first. We're doing the male variation together, and then Debbie will show us the female variation. All right, let's go. We're starting, opening up, and then we close it. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that's it for the male variation. Debbie, let's go. Your knees still on the ground while we do the open and close. This is a little bit more difficult than the other ones. So let's watch Debbie do this. Let's go. Close it. Very nice. 2. Let's go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good one, Debbie. So that was very, 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 very good. Nice form, nice shape. So we're doing another round of push-ups, and this one is a killer. All right, guys, on this variation of push-ups, we're going to be targeting the shoulder and the upper chest. So how we do this is your hands on the ground, and then you raise your butt up as much as possible, and then you come down like you want to kiss the ground and push back up. This will target your your elbow, your shoulder, and then your upper chest. So I'll be doing this with D1 first, then I'll show you what Debbie will do. So this you could do like 10 reps for male. For the female, you could do for 5 to 8 reps as beginners. As time goes on, you get used to it, you'll be able to do higher reps. So D1, let's go. So we're doing 10 reps of this. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. All right, so that's it. For Debbie, let's do this. We're doing 5 to 8 reps, as much as you can. Let's go, Deb. That's it. 1, 2, that's it. 3, that's it. 4, one more. Up. Yeah, that's it. Very good. So that's what it is for this variation of workout. So you do 5 to 8 reps if you're female, as strong as you are. Then with time you can progress and do higher reps. So with D1 for male variation, 10 reps is enough for you, and with time you can grow and do more reps. So we do this variations of push-ups for like 3 to 4 sessions, and then we're done. That's what's up. All right, guys, so that's it on today's workout for the chest and shoulder. Thank you, D1 and Debbie, for joining me on this. I know this was a little bit strenuous, but it was wonderful. So I'll be right back.
Get the scoop on the latest trend in the auto industry. Every show brings our viewers the opportunity to cash in on flash sales from car dealers. View thousands of cars with stunning visuals and detailed information in order to make that big decision about your next automobile. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
To your favorite morning show, Hello Africa, top of the morning to you, our viewers, and I hope you remember that today's episode is TGIF edition. Thank God it's Friday, and as you can see, obviously, my co-host favorite is not with me today, and that's because of Lagos traffic and car mechanical issues. But of course, you can always trust that we would have interesting segments and lineup for the show. We have our top stories, moving on to the entertainment gist, and of course, the sports update and the educative and fun part, Word Fact. And of course, before I forget, there's also a special announcement in today's episode that I'll be introducing to you, our viewers, so make sure you stick around. All right, so let's move on to our first top story. Senate okays Buhari's $16 billion loan request without terms. Wow, that's a bold move. Let me just quickly read through. The Senate yesterday has approved the sum of $16 billion, that is 1 billion euros, and a grant of $125 million as foreign loans for President Muhammadu Buhari to fund his administration's legacy project. I didn't even know that every administration had a legacy project that should be funded with loans, but good to know. The Red Chamber specifically approved the issuance of 500 million euros from the Bank of Industries and 750 million euros bond in the international capital market. It asked the president to forward the terms and conditions of the loans from the funding agencies to the National Assembly. So the loans were approved without its terms and conditions, and now they are requesting for its terms and conditions. Very interesting. The implication of Nigeria's ever-increasing debt service, however, is that the government is expending nearly all its revenue in servicing recurrent expenditure and debt, consequently causing the federal government to have recourse to foreign loans and thereby further increasing the nation's external debt profile. As at the last time I checked, if I do recall correctly, as at March or May, earlier in the first quarter of the year 2021, this year, Nigeria's debt stands at upwards of $80 billion. Now, swinging a little bit of $16 billion in there and, do the maths, that's like 90-something billion dollars thereabout. And the question on everybody's mind is, at what point are we going to stop increasing our debt profile and start increasing our revenue? And the fact that, the debt to revenue ratio of Nigeria's economy is not really encouraging, so to speak. It begs the question, what happens when we can no longer service this debt? I mean, look at our economy. It's oil dependent, and oil is not even contributing as much to our revenue as it used to before, because, of course, the oil market, is facing whatever challenges that it seems to be facing. And also, if you remember correctly, in our last episode, we discussed about how federal government wants to probe into 9 contracts that have been, approved without due process. And through we found out that those 9 contracts were approved in previous administrations, right? And they're worth like few billions of dollars. So if they are probing for contracts that were not approved in due processes, and they were approved without due processes rather, and this extra $16 billion loan is for legacy projects, so to speak, how are we sure that these legacy projects are still, are going to be approved through due process, and not that in some 2-3 years time we'd have to probe it again? But hey, like Favorite to say, let's just hope that this can be resolved and the debts can be paid for as soon as possible. All right, moving on to our next top story. Ganduje re-appoints Dangote as KUST Chancellor. That's Kano University of Science and Technology. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State yesterday, Thursday, approved the reappointment of the richest man in Africa and president of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, as Chancellor, Kano University of Science and Technology in Wudil. The governor, however, replaced former president of Nigerian Bar Association, Abubakar Mahmood, SAN, with Professor Zabaru Ilayasu as pro-chancellor and chairman governing council of the state-owned university. Ganduje inherited Mahmood, who was initially appointed by former Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso. The former pro-chancellor could not retain his appointment after his, after Ganduje's administration, apparently. Well, I guess it pays to be the richest man in Africa. Anyways, moving on to our third top story. Nigeria on path of multi-sectoral progress, Buhari tells French business community. Okay, let me quickly read through this. President Muhammadu Buhari has said Nigeria is on the right path for multi-sectoral progress, stating that he revitalized the nation's economy, built massive infrastructure, and uplifted the living standards of the citizens. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news or to be pessimistic, but when Buhari is saying that he revitalized the nation's economy and built massive infrastructure, I think the only thing that checks out there is massive infrastructures and uplifted. Okay, even the uplifting the standards of living of citizens seems to come off as quite a bit shocked, because last statistics stated that Nigeria's unemployment rate is at 1 million citizens, 20 million are unemployed, right? And some people, some aged or retired Nigerians are still being owed pensions as we speak of some states, right? And there's still insecurity. So revitalizing the economy begs the question, how, where? And then improving the standards of living of citizens. What citizens exactly are we referring to? These are questions that are on people's minds that of course anybody with the answer to that would like to respond to these questions can leave a comment in the comment section, and you can also join in and be a part of this conversation via the link in the description. All right, he spoke yesterday, Thursday, in Paris at the Nigeria International Partnership Forum. That's the NIPF a high-level event on the sidelines of the Paris Peace Forum. The one-day program was organized to bring together the Nigerian and French government and private sectors to deeply discuss issues revolving around security, regional stability, trade, and industrialization. It was also to attract investment to Nigeria, bridge existing infrastructure gaps, spotlight the nation's immense trade and investment opportunities, and reset false and distorted situations in the country. Now, I understand having to build trade and international partnerships with the French business community and also private sector, and seeking to attract foreign investment. But I believe that the core conversation of this business community should have been centered around security, all right? Because I do not see how it would be a wise decision to bring in foreign investments if you can't guarantee the security of, you know, where they are bringing their investment into, right? If that country is going through a major insecurity issue, foreign investment would be tricky to pull off. But if Buhari can pull this off, I guess it would be a plus to, if the President Muhammad Buhari can pull this off, I'm pretty sure it would be a plus to his administration. All right, the next up story. Marwa seeks removal of fine option from NDLEA Act. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired yesterday, called for removal of the clause that allows the option of fine for drug offenders from the agency's act, saying the move will strengthen war against illicit drugs. Marwa stated this in his remarks while defending the 2022 NDLEA budget proposal before the Senate Committee on Drugs and Narcotics, chaired by Senator Hezekiah Dimka. The NDLEA boss said though he had visited the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Justice John Tosho, on the issue of ridiculous options of fine given to some drug traffickers, he believed the removal of the clause, which allows judges use discretionary powers to give options of fine, would solve the jigsaw. I believe that right now I don't even know what to say, if it's a bold move or more like a violent response to drug trafficking. But either way, the good news or the bottom line is that, you know, there's war against drugs, and they're one step closer to curbing drug trafficking in the country. Also, for the last part of the first half of our top stories, agency advocates use of traditional medicine as world marks Diabetes Day. Okay. There's a claim that herbal remedy for managing diseases. The Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency, NNMDA, has disclosed that the country has the highest rate of diabetes in Africa, urging government to take a cue from COVID-19 and commit more funds to research and development of traditional medicine. Citing data from the International Diabetes Federation, NNMDA lamented rise in prevalence of the disease, saying about 6 million Nigerians live with the ailment. This was disclosed yesterday during an interactive session with the media on rational use of natural medicine for management and prevention of diabetes in commemoration of World Diabetes Day today, being yesterday, Thursday. So this agency is advocating for more funds to research the benefits and the use of Nigerians' traditional medicine to cure certain diseases, and see how best they can, you know, cut back on relying on Western medication or, you know, European medication. But it's two ways, all right? Because on the positive side, traditional medicine has some accolades, like some results that it has achieved, you know, in curing some certain ailments over years, and people can testify, and I testify to the fact that traditional medicine helps to some extent or to some level, right? But now the question is, when it comes to serious diseases such as diabetes that have to do with sometimes hereditary and maybe for sexually transmitted diseases, I think that one even has a lot of herbal mixtures that can be used for that, and also some other medications, I mean some other diseases such as cancer. I'm not sure that recommending funding and research for traditional medicine will be able to handle ailments such as that. But either ways, if the government should approve to do that, it could be beneficial to the human health, generally speaking, in Nigeria, and probably improve the states of the Nigerian populace facing this diabetic ailments. All right, we'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll return with the other half of our top story. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. We live in a confusing world, and audiences need guardians on burning issues. Men of God give biblical interpretations to life's quandaries in every discussion. Grab a seat and let the Bible guide your thoughts. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Right, morning show. Hello, Africa. My name is Adebisi Pelumi, simply BC, and if you're just joining us, we've just concluded the first half of our top stories, traffic and some mechanical issues as occurred, and that's why Favor, who likes to be called Favorite, is not in the show. But again, like I promised, the show promises to bring interesting segments, and there's still a surprise before the end of the show, so stick around. All right, moving to the second half of our top stories. Belarus says the European Union rejecting talks on border. And let me just read a very important part, right? By Poland's, okay. Migrants have been trying to cross the Belarus-Poland border for months, but the crisis reached a new level when hundreds made a concerted effort this week were pushed back by Polish border guards. Western governments accused Belarusian strongman Alexander Lukashenko of luring them into his country and sending them to cross into European Union member Poland in retaliation for the sanctions. All right, so Belarus is facing sanctions from the European Union, and what this Belarusian strongman Alexander Lukashenko has decided to do is to move migrants from Belarus into Poland. That's in retaliation to those sanctions. So now that's not even the tricky part, because Poland is also retaliating by not allowing these migrants come into Poland. So these migrants are stuck in the cold in between Belarus and Poland. So it's a very dicey situation, and we just hope that the European Union can find a way to resolve this human rights kind of torment as soon as possible. All right, moving on to the next top story. Prince Harry says he warned Twitter CEO ahead of U.S. Capitol riot. All right, this happened in January 6th, and I think it was during an interview with with Rewired. Yes, a conference hosted by technology publication Wired, referring to Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. So Prince Harry stated that he, exchanged email with Jack before the whole January 6th Capitol incident during Donald Trump's administration, that he warned, he warned Jack of the incident that could occur. And if I can get where he actually wrote, he said, the internet is being defined by hate. That's Harry's statement after claiming that he warned Jack through an email. He said in that email, the platform Twitter was allowing a coup to be staged, and that was just before the next day, the January 6th Capitol riots that occurred. Of course, he said Jack didn't respond to his email. Twitter has declined to comment on Prince Harry's statement, and I just hope that at some point they could have, we could get Jack's statement as to admitting to the fact that whether or not he received such warning email from Prince Harry. All right, moving on to our next top story. South Africa's last white president, FW de Klerk, dies. I'm just going to read through this story. South Africa's last white president, FW de Klerk, who with Nelson Mandela oversaw the end of apartheid, has died in Cape Town aged 85, with his office issuing a pre-recorded posthumous video apology for the country's discriminatory system of white minority rule. I quote, I, without qualification, apologize for the pain and the hurt and the indigeneity and the damage that apartheid has done to black, brown, and Indians in South Africa. Ganduje de Klerk said in the recording. He added his concern, however, over South Africa's future, saying, I am deeply concerned about the undermining of many aspects of the Constitution, which we perceive almost day to day. De Klerk's death was announced by his foundation earlier on Thursday. Former President FW de Klerk died peacefully at his home in Fresnay earlier this morning, Thursday, following his struggle against mesothelioma cancer. The FW de Klerk Foundation said in a statement, and de Klerk, who jointly won the Nobel Peace Prize with Mandela, leaves behind a complicated legacy in a country still scarred by the consequences of the brutal institutionalized system of white minority rule that he helped usher out. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and all our prayers and hearts are with his families, friends, and loved ones. All right, moving on to the next top story. China's Xi Jinping cements his status with historic resolution. The document, a summary of the party's 100-year history, addresses its key achievements and future directions. It is only the third of its kind since the founding of the party. The first was passed by Mao Zedong in 1945 and the second by Deng Xiaoping in 1981. It was passed on Thursday at the 6th plenary session, one of China's most important political meetings, as only the third Chinese leader to have issued such a resolution